in Butler, Pennsylvania, when they tried to take Donald Trump out, and God protected him. God wanted you to see that. He wanted you to see I intervene and I protect those that know me, that are trying to do my will. When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, God also wanted you to see that. Not to hurt you, but for you to recognize that I'm protecting you. The very fact that no media, no podcaster, nobody has ever confronted those two things is telling to me about how much God allows the wicked one to call the shots. Jesus warned you that there are wolves around every corner. And yet to this day, Donald Trump is never, they just continually go after him. But Kirk, he's elevated. What kingdom is he being elevated in? The kingdom where God allows the wicked one to call the shots. I believe that what God is trying to push Americans through right now, like, you know, it's like the bottleneck part. He's trying to push Americans through because even though he knows, yes, America, he blesses America, he loves America, he knows that most Americans believe in him, but he needs biblical maturity. He needs the people to push further, push past this blockade that everybody's been in, much created by the churches. This idea that faith, like if you believe in God, then that means you believe that who Jesus was and everything he came to say. Why would you think that God will protect Donald Trump over and over again, but then wouldn't do that for Charlie Kirk? Why has no podcaster asked that question? And because of the churches, what everybody says is we don't know the answers to those questions. No, we do. We do. But it means knowing God. And most only know God on a surface level, on a church level. They don't truly know him. They don't seek him. So, God has presented these two situations in front of you, in front of the public, especially with Donald Trump, there's been more than one attempt on him. And God will not allow it. So then why would you just fall into the old trap of what the churches tell you, which is we don't know why those things happen? No, you do. If you seek him. The most dangerous thing, more dangerous than the communism, I would say, is a false prophet. Somebody knowing they're a false prophet, knowing that they are so obsessed with their political ideology that they'll use God to try to advance their own goals, not God's goals. They're the most dangerous people. Yet the wicked one is still around every corner. He's still allowed to call the shots. And God allows it because of He's trying to push mankind to get to the place, surrender. It's about my will. So when you see somebody like Kirk get elevated, not just in America, but in Australia, in England, then what should have came to people's minds is the wicked one is allowing this. Because the wicked one is calling the shots. So then what does that say about who Kirk is? I'm not saying that nobody can ever elevate into, and truly be trying to do God's will. I mean, Donald Trump is an example of that. But Donald Trump is who they use the Charlie Kirks and all of these people to distract you from Donald Trump to all them. That's what the wicked one's been doing for like almost 10 years now. So what do you think the wicked one will do? They'll create this Kirk, okay? Oh, this man of God. Right. Except he wasn't a man of God. And have to elevate him, and have to elevate anybody above Donald Trump. Yet if you believe in God, and most people that believe in God believe that Donald Trump was saved, then why can't you see what God was doing with Kirk? He wasn't martyred. God wants living martyrs. People that are willing to sacrifice for him. Not meaning that they necessarily have to lay down their lives. Again, remember the Apostle John. He was a living martyr. He died in his sleep. Again, because he believed before anybody else did. So there's a reason the others, yes, God told them they'd go on and they'd suffer all this. But that didn't mean the rest of history that's what God wanted. God showed that with his intervening with Donald Trump. So how do you reconcile it? Donald Trump is a man of God, or as people say, God's anointed Donald Trump, okay. Then what about Kirk? You think that was God's will? I mean, it was. Because God was purging him. Because God knew the wicked one is trying to use this one here. He's trying to use JD, trying to use all these foolish people that don't know God, to continually take the spotlight off of Trump. I saw today that I forget what channel it was, that I guess they're working on Donald Trump running again. So I thought, oh, well, that's interesting, the timing of this coming out. Most especially because Erica Kirk stood up there and said that, we're endorsing J.D. Vance for 2028. See, that's all they're focused on. They're too stupid to realize that God knows that they all just were hanging on Donald Trump's coattails off of all of his glory, just trying to make themselves big and make themselves bigger than Trump. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, because if Donald Trump is going to do this, and some people say he's going to, then what is that going to do to JD and Turning Point? Because they are not true supporters of Trump. Again, there's a reason Trump put in a bunch of never Trumpers and put in Kirk loyalists in the White House. I believe so that, the day will come when he'll just upend it all. Because that's where God wanted you to focus, is who are the living martyrs? Those are the ones following my will.